Welcome to zAdviser. You're looking at the zAdviser main menu. From here, I can easily get detailed product usage information, giving me unprecedented levels of insight into how my development staff is using the development tools available to them. I can also focus on the key performance indicators that allow me to measure the quality, velocity, and efficiency of my organization, teams, and individuals, giving me data I need to enable continuous improvement in a DevOps environment. I'll start by selecting the Compuware Development Productivity Dashboard and take a look at the development KPIs that help drive Compuware business. Do you know where your constraints are in the development lifecycle? Do you know which developers are developing the bulk of your code? Are there differences between developing code in COBOL versus assembler or any other component type? Let zAdviser answer these questions and many more. The Developer Productivity Dashboard aggregates data around the process of developing code, testing that code, and then deploying it into production. You can use this dashboard to look at one or more users, applications, packages, components, or component types. Let's dive deeper into the Development Productivity Dashboard. The first area we look at is the development time. This area shows me how long, on average, my development team is taking to develop code over a given period of time. We can see that on average, a developer has code checked out for 12 days. Now, this average may be misleading as there are some pieces of code that may have been checked out and then the developer forgot to check it back in, or it needed to wait for some reason before being tested and deployed. We can also see that the statistical values for the 25th percentile, 50th percentile, and 75th percentile are all shown. These indicate that 75% of the code is checked out and back in within 6 days or less, and half the code is checked in and out within 1 day or less. This is much more in line with our 2-week sprint cycles. We can also see a trend visualization graph that allows me to see where we had development problems over time. These are evident in the spikes and may warrant further investigation to help us improve. The final piece of information available in this area is the number of promotions that occurred and make up the averages in percents. This shows us the amount of times code was checked out and checked back in over the given period of time we're interested in. Scrolling down in the dashboard, we come to the second area in the development lifecycle, and that's QA testing. We get similar data in this area, but it's focused on the time it takes our code to get through the testing phase. If we're reliant on manual code testing practices, this may be a larger value. If we've adopted automated testing, the time should be less. This data shows us that on average, code spent 3 days in a testing state. However, similar to the development time previously, 75% of the code was tested in 1 day or less before moving to the last stage, production readiness. Production readiness is the time that code spends waiting to be deployed to production. Do you have a change management board that all changes must be approved by? Or do the development teams peer review the code prior to deployment? Is there some sort of release management process that happens? Many things add to the wait time prior to deployment that might be a constraint towards increasing velocity. You can see that Compuware has a 13-day average production readiness time. Since Compuware has made the business decision to release software quarterly, this number works for us. If Compuware ever decides to release software more frequently, this is an obvious area we could focus on to improve our velocity. The goal of these visualizations is to allow the zAdviser user to quickly identify where the constraints may be if you're trying to increase your velocity, while also delivering better quality. zAdviser provides deep insight into the development process. Other dashboards in zAdviser can show how the code was developed, what tools were used, and what type of testing, if any, took place. By regularly measuring, we can continuously improve. zAdviser puts this measurement at your fingertips at no additional cost to our maintenance paying customers.